I wanted to give you guys a little tutorial on how I winterize those really pretty baskets that you get in the summertime, because they cost a pretty penny. This one was a gift. I would assume it cost upwards of $30. What I do with mine is, if I want to keep my yard looking nicer for a little bit longer, I cover them with a plastic bag in my front yard, and I poke a few holes in them for oxygen, and I keep a decent sized hole in the top so I can water them. This one, however, has been outside for too many of those frosty cold nights, and I'm just going to cut off some of this dead stuff here. See how you can tell where it's really green? This is all new growth right here. So we're going to cut off all of this dead stuff, and we're going to stick it in a windowsill. Now I know not all of you have bay windows in your home, but you can treat it like an indoor plant as long as it gets good lighting, because I would hope that your home stays above, not just for this plant health, but for your well-being. I hope it stays above freezing. So I know I keep my house a little bit on the cold side because I like to feel chilly, and I like to wear sweatshirts and jackets and hoodies. I keep my home at about between 68 and 70 degrees in the winter, which is perfect for a summer basket like this one. So that way, you keep this alive all winter and you water it and you fertilize it once a month. You'll have the same basket again with new growth on it for next summer. I always like to try to find ways to save money where I can, because being an adult is expensive, and I like to have nice things, but I also like to try to build my retirement. So this is a way to where you can have nice things every summer and still save money in the meantime. See this, how it's really dry? We can toss all that. We're just trying to trim it back as much as we can. That helps encourage new growth. It's just pruning the plant. See, this is all dead. I was helping my mom on the farm. This basket was a Mother's Day gift for her from one of my sisters. And I said, Mom, it is now October. You got this in May. There was no way in hell with her busy schedule and all of her animals that she was going to have time and find room in her house for this basket. But I just bought a house, and I asked her, I said, can I please take this beautiful flower basket with me? I love keeping myself busy. It is so good for your mental health to have things to do. It could be something as mundane to some of you as cutting back a flower basket, but like Martha Stewart said, if you want to be happy for a year, get married. If you want to be happy for a decade, get a dog. And if you want to be happy for a lifetime, make a garden. And it's hard to garden in the winter, but you can always get indoor plants, and you can always take some things from outside and put them in pots and take care of it over the winter. Because I know some of us get the winter blues, seasonal depression, and from my experience, medications only do half of the work. You have to do the other half yourself, and that's by finding things to do to keep your mind healthy and your body healthy. That's a good diet, that's finding hobbies, and that's trimming back flower baskets for me. What's great is my bay window does tend to get a little bit cold. However, the vent for the furnace is right by it, so you can feel the warm air coming up too. But it gets perfect sunlight. And my bonsai tree starters that I've started are doing really nicely. My mini evergreens are doing nicely. And I'm gonna add the summertime flower basket as its neighbor. And they can all live happily over the winter time and survive. So they can go outside in the spring after we get our last frost. And a good rule of thumb is, if you want to plant outside, especially a vegetable garden, Memorial Day. but I sometimes will look at the Farmer's Almanac too. There are plenty of years where you can start a little bit sooner, but remember, you got to keep an eye on that weather. If there's a frost, you can use straw, you can use hay to protect it, that frost from settling on your leaves and killing your garden. See all this crunchy? You can feel it in your hands. It's crunchy, it's almost like potpourri. Cut anything that feels like potpourri off. You'll see the brown, you'll feel it, you'll feel that crunch. Cut it off. This is gonna promote new blooms, new foliage on your plant. There's some crunch in here. But see right here, this red? That's new growth. And this has been outside in temperatures as low as 19 degrees, but I covered it with a plastic bag. Like I said earlier in the video, you just poke holes in it. It almost acts like a greenhouse. It still is able to get agitated by the wind, which is important for plant stability and strength. That's how plant gets its muscles. A lot of times that's why indoor plants die too, is they don't get any agitation. They need the wind, they need to be rustled, they need to be hit a little bit. Oh, there's a little ladybug on this plant. Thank you, ladybug. Okay, I'm satisfied with my work. I'm going to clean this area up because I have puppies and they're just going to track it all over the house. And then I'm gonna put this lovely lady in my windowsill for the winter time. And I wanted to give you one other quick note. If you cut off all the dead areas and you want to get rid of some of the blooms that have already died from being outside, just do a simple deadhead. A deadhead right here is just taking where the flowers have died and just is cutting right before that first node that pops out. So right here, see that? That's one of the leaf nodes that popped out. You want to cut right above that leaf node and right under that bloom that had died. There, that's deadheading. You can do that around as much of the plant as you desire. It will still regenerate. It'll just make bigger, prettier blooms if you deadhead. See? See, I set it right here. This is faces the front yard of my house, right here on this bay window. I've had this plant for over a year. Over there, you can see the trunks of my bonsai tree. And right there, in that paper towel, those are seeds that I'm starting from next year. And fun fact about me, I order way too many plants and seeds. I have no idea what's in that paper towel until it starts growing. But there she is right there. I water my indoor plants once a week, normally just a cup of water. This is probably a few cups, a couple cups, but this is a much bigger indoor plant than I have of anything else, so I'm just going to pour water all over this. And then I'll do the same thing again this day next week. Thank you so much for watching, and please, if you can, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this.